Welcome back, YouTube, to the 3X Project. Thank you so much for tuning into episode 2. I really appreciate the support. Like I said, big things are going to happen in this project, so I hope all of you who are watching stick around for more and spread the word, get people involved. What I'm going to stress this episode is I really want the audience to chip in, give me ideas, because once this cabin is done, I'm probably building a house, and redstone, I'm decent at it. I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do, but then again, obviously audience input is going to be very, very helpful. Yeah, and I realize I've posted the first video a few days ago. There's only been 3 views total, so we'll eventually get there. I believe that if I keep making these, eventually some people are going to catch on and start wanting to watch it. So that's the plan, at least. And right now we are working on the cabin. It's going to be 2 stories, and it's going to be all wood like this, and then the floor on the second story is going to be glass. So you're going to be able to look up through and down through, and then it's going to build up. It'll look kind of like a pencil or a tower almost. Don't know really how else to describe that. Maybe I should make it look like a pencil. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, it's been quite a while since I've played Minecraft, so I'm just kind of trying to get back into it again. Thought I'd record everything just to have kind of an adventure to record and go after in that sense. So I'm really excited to get this thing going, and we'll see what we can do. So right now I am kind of placing a foundation, and I don't really like what I did. The plan was to build a mine in here, but the space just is simply not big enough. I don't really know quite what I was thinking. I was hoping this little cabin thing could be my mine hut, but it was a very bad idea, and I do revise it later, and you'll see that later in the video. But one suggestion I'll make to viewers is to make a whole bunch of furnaces. At least have one room that you have more than one furnace, because when you do get a lot of material, you're going to want to put in the furnace, and you're only going to be able to get the materials you need in the time you need. If you have multiple furnaces, if you only have one furnace, it's going to take a very long time to get what you actually need. So you can see here, I am starting to dig my mine. It's a very questionable decision on how I built this, but it's just the way I decided to do it to start. It's a decent idea, but it just doesn't fit very well with the cabin I built. You can see I kind of like doing things periodically, so I'm actually going to do like a spiral staircase almost down, but definitely not going to look like a spiral staircase. It's Minecraft. There are blocks everywhere, so I'm putting torches up periodically when I can't see, just to save them, and then I go down farther, don't find anything really good, but I mean, I get some iron, some coal. But if you are just starting out and you have kind of a foundation down, but you haven't seen any sheep yet, like for instance, I hadn't seen any sheep, so I don't have any wool, which means I don't get to make a bed, which means I don't get to sleep. So when it's dark out, highly recommend just mining down, simply because it's the smartest thing to do when you're starting out if you don't have a bed, is to mine during the night, because you can use torches and there's going to be no mobs when you're down below the ground, unless you run into them, but try not to run into them, at least. And then when you're out in the middle of the open, it's just really, really hard to survive, so I'd rather just mine here. So, enough chit-chat about gathering materials. Like I said, I would be talking about some video game news I think is exciting, stuff like that, while I have nothing else to really talk about. So what I'm going to talk about today, right now, is Elder Scrolls Online. If any of you have heard of that, or if you played Skyrim, you'll know a little bit about it. Great idea, awesome game. I've watched people stream on Twitch multiple times of that game. It's looking like a pretty good game. It looks like an improved version of Skyrim, and then it's massively multiplayer. the big positives of it is it's a really nice looking MMORPG, and compare that to World of Warcraft, which is, they're very comparable, but they're also way different. I've never played World of Warcraft myself. I played kind of a tutorial of it, but never gotten into it. I think Elder Scrolls Online had a chance to compete with World of Warcraft if they would have taken a different approach. Now, for those of you who don't know, Elder Scrolls Online has an initial fee of $60 and then a monthly fee of $15. So if you want to play the game for 2 months, it's almost $100 after taxes, and I just think that is ridiculous for 2 months of a game. I was going to give it a try for the $15 a month fee, and then I found out that it was the $60 up front as well, and that's just not going to fly. Now, if it was $60 up front and then that covers your first 2 months, I would have tried it. I think they should have considered going in that route. I think they're pushing away a lot of the market that they could have potentially had. I believe if they would have gone for like a, free trial for the first month to 3 months that it first came out, I think that could have gotten a lot of people excited about the game. But I just feel that the route they went was not the correct way to go. And again, I'm not a marketer, I'm not working for Bethesda, I'm not anything like that. I'm just the average consumer who has their opinions, but I really think I could have given the game a chance. And once you start playing a game like that, like once you start playing Skyrim for the first time, you don't put it down. So I think if they would have offered the first couple of months for free, at least to get people into it, I think then they could have charged like $60 a game. And I know they had beta and stuff like that, but I think they should have made it free to the public and then charged $60 or $15 a month, or they made it a yearly fee or something easier like that. But $15 per month is just a lot of money, and I know so many people pay for it for World of Warcraft, but that's a well-established game. If you're Elder Scrolls Online, you've had all the Elder Scrolls game before, and you've had Skyrim, but you have never proven yourself in MMORPG, so I feel like they kind of rushed into things and they might be paying for it, but I'm going to wait for one of those games to get a little bit cheaper or free to play, and then I will give it a shot. But as of right now, Elder Scrolls Online, a little bit out of my reach, but definitely curious to see what you all think. So let me know if you're planning on buying it, or what you're planning on doing about that, if you're planning on acting at all on it, or if you just don't really care about it, never played it. Let me know, I'm really curious. I'd love to read what you guys have to say. I'll try my best to respond. Usually I can't, obviously, because there's not so many viewers, but like I said, hopefully it catches on. But that's enough for Elder Scrolls Online talk. I'll get kind of back to this because the video is almost over. So, wrapping up, you can see I didn't like the direction in which this was going, so I'm going to build the floor back up. I'm still going to make the mine accessible, but it's just not going to be that big gaping hole in the ground that's completely surrounded by big wood blocks. It's going to look rather nice. So yeah, you'll still be able to get down there. I'm just rebuilding the floor, and then I'm going to build around it and go up. So I'm actually making this cabin look rather nice. It's going to be very, very functional until I can actually get my place in there. I think it's definitely the best thing I could have done, considering. Yeah, so I think, you can see the stairs here, it goes up to the second floor. I think the third episode is when I really get into building, and I think next episode I'm almost done with the roof. I started on the roof, and the second floor is pretty well established. I put some chests up there and whatnot. You can see me taking the cobblestone down because I want real stone. It takes forever because I need to get my pickaxe out, because I don't really care. I don't know. Oh, I put a torch down just so I can see. And the stone wall looks a little bit nicer, even though it's in a completely wooden house, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's the way I did it. And now, I'm building all the way to the corner. I'm gonna build up the wall. Actually, the second episode, this might be where I get into it. But yeah, episode's coming to a close. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you come back for the third episode, I'd appreciate it even more. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.